You've probably clicked on this video because you're lacking purpose. Welcome to the club. There are millions, if not billions, of people out there walking aimlessly without knowing who they are, why they're here, what they're meant to do, how they're going to get there, or where they're going to end up. And a lot of times in life, we go through transitions, right? We go through big transitions that result in us feeling confused and lost. This might be you've been studying for 5 years and then realise it's something that you don't want to do. Maybe you have a kid, you get married, your parents die, something big happens in your life and there's a big transition, and you've now gone from the known, from the routine, from the comfort to the unknown, no routine, and it's uncomfortable and you don't know what to do and you feel lost. That's a transition. And a lot of the times we can confuse ourselves and think that this is the end of the road, man. This is the end of the road. This has all happened. This is it. I'm going to be in pain for the rest of my life. That's not God's will for you. God's will for you is to think to yourself, no, it's the end of that chapter, but now there's a new chapter beginning, and it's time to push forward, and it's time to embrace the unknown. And that's what you've got to do. And the reason why we should embrace the unknown is because when God takes things out of our lives, or cuts our journey short, or takes people out of our lives, makes us redundant, whatever it is, sometimes it's because God knows that those things don't align with your true purpose, and so he takes them out of your life in order for you to go out there and find your true purpose. But we don't see it like that a lot of the times. A lot of the times we see it and we think, wow, God's so evil. The world is so cruel. Why is all this happening to me? Why are all these bad things happening to me? They're not always bad. Sometimes they're a blessing in disguise, because God doesn't want those people or those things or those experiences in your life, because he knows that your purpose is for something different. And if us, as man, women, right, creation, if our purpose is out of alignment with the Creator's purpose for us, there's going to be confusion. There's going to be lack of clarity. There's going to be unmotivation. But when our purpose is in alignment with God's purpose for us, that's when we feel found. That's when we feel fulfilled, happy, secure. That's when we can find fulfillment and purpose in life. So why you don't have purpose in life right now, it might be because you're going through a massive transition and you're currently in the unknown and you're struggling to embrace the unknown. But it also might be because you're currently on a path that doesn't align with the path that God wants you to go down and the path that you are destined to go down. But how do we know what path is the right path? And how do we know that the path that we're currently on right now is the wrong path? Maybe we're just in a little bit of a messy period. Well, I'm about to tell you. Step number 1. Stop asking yourself, why am I here? And start asking yourself, who can I help? Why we're here is a question that the more we think about it, the less peace of mind we're going to have, and we're going to go down this long route of trying to figure it all out. So forget that, forget the why. The why doesn't matter. The why is the thing that we should be asking right at the end. The who is what matters. Who are you and who can you serve? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the who. Who can you serve? Because when we serve others, our brain releases happy hormones. Oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, all this good stuff, right? Our brain releases these happy hormones, and it's an addiction. Serving people becomes an addiction. You know what else releases all of these happy hormones and is an addiction? Sex, alcohol, drugs, social media, short-term pleasures, junk food, scrolling on TikTok all day long doing nothing, right? The passions, the pleasures, they release the same happy hormones that serving others does. However, serving others is the only one that doesn't serve yourself. All the others, the sex, the drugs, the alcohol, the blah blah blah, the long list, they're all serving you. You don't do them for anyone else, you do them for you, because you want to escape reality, or maybe you're sad, or maybe you're lonely, or whatever it is, and you want to do all of these things because you want to feel good and you want to feel happy in the moment. But all that does is it leaves you feeling empty afterwards. And you cannot fill a heavenly hole with worldly things. And by doing all of these things, this long list of temptations and short-term pleasures and passions, is us just trying to fill this heavenly hole inside of us. But it never works, because you cannot fill a heavenly hole with worldly things. And so in order to fill a heavenly hole, we need to fill it with heavenly things, and that is service, because we were put here to serve. We were put here to do God's will. We were put here to spread positivity, love, forgiveness, joy, and help other people. Because if everyone in the world focused on helping others, the world would be a great place. But instead, the world is too focused on helping themselves. And so the world is not a good place because everyone wants, and no one wants to give. And when you give and serve others, you're also helping yourself. Right? You're also helping yourself because you're growing together. You're learning. You're developing your own character. And in turn, you are developing your purpose. So after this video is finished, I want you to go away and I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. And I want you to continue asking yourself these 3 questions until you come up with some sort of answer. Question number 1. Who am I called to serve? Question number 2. What problems am I called to serve? And question number 3. How am I called to serve these problems? If you don't know what these problems are that you're called to serve, well, think about the things that you know you could help people with. Personally, as a life coach, I know that I can resonate with certain people very well because I have been through certain things. And so the things that I've been through, the problems that I've faced, are the problems that I can help solve because I know how to solve them, because I've been through them and I've solved them myself. But now think about this in your life. Who are you called to serve? Is it your wife? It might simply be your wife for the rest of your life. It might be your kids, it might be your colleagues, it might be your students, it might be animals, whatever it might be. Who are you called to serve? Who or what do you feel drawn towards to help? 2, what problems am I called to serve? Well, what problems have you been through in your life that you've overcome? What skills do you have? What gifts do you have? What have you learned over the years that you know you could go and help people with because you've learnt them yourself? And question number 3, how am I called to serve these problems? Well, that's something you can only really answer. For me, I'm a life coach and an author. I make videos on YouTube because I just like making videos and I'm confident in front of the camera. I'm calling with my clients and I write books. That's how I'm called to do what I do, right? You might be really good at music. Maybe music is your calling. Maybe you don't like people, so you like being behind the screen every day and you like doing work behind the screen, behind the scenes. That's absolutely fine. You've just got to ask yourself in which way it feels authentic to you to help solve these problems, to help solve other people's problems and to help serve others. Because that's why we're here at the end of the day. Service. It is the ultimate thing that God wants us to do. He wants us to serve others and help others and do His will. Go out into the world and help others. And if you don't know how to help them, ask yourself, how have you helped yourself over time? Over all of these years, how have you helped yourself? How has someone else helped you? What have you learned from that? How has Jesus, how has God, how has your relationship with God helped you? Think about these things. Journal, write, pray, meditate. This isn't a race. You don't have to find your purpose within 24 hours. You don't have to find your purpose within a day, a week, a year. For me, it took me years and years and years of trials and tribulations and going down bad routes and degeneracy and temptations and passions and pleasures and all of this to figure out that I want to be a life coach and help people not do the things that I was doing. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes a decade, sometimes it takes a lifetime, sometimes it can take a day, but everyone's journey is different, everyone's on a different timeline, so don't beat yourself up about the fact that you don't know what your purpose is right now. Because the time will come when you do, and bang, everything will make sense. Today's day 134 of me making a YouTube video every single day for 365 days and seeing where I end up. God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.